Simone Biles, who was second on the vault at the recent U.S. Nationals, where she was the all-around gold medalist.
This could be a highlight of today's competition right here. The hardest vault in the world, and boy, she does it spectacularly. Oh, my!
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. So she added that extra half twist, which is what makes it so much more difficult. Of course, she had that step on the landing. Step, obviously, up to the judge's perspective, can be 1/3 or 5/10, but she already, before she's even started, has 5/10 advantage. Look at the form in the air, spots the ground. I mean, really, the only deduction was the step.
You mentioned this is one of the more difficult vaults. It's 2.5 twister. It's called an Amanar. It was first performed internationally by Simone Amanar from Romania. There's still only a handful of gymnasts who can compete it competently around the world. And Simone, I've understood that she can actually do a triple twister that she may unveil someday. So this is just a glimpse of the amount of power and explosive technique that she has. Wow.
Best score so far, 15.850.
She gives up typically about 4/10 of degree of difficulty to Kyla on this event, so she'll need to be clean. She did submit a new move here. There were 13 new moves, and that's it right here. A Weiler kip pirouette. 13 new moves were submitted to the International Federation to get value, and if you're the first one to successfully compete a new move, and we'll see one of them on the floor that she does later, the move can be named after you in the future code of points.
Some great saves here. She was a little bit off on those pirouettes and that release down to the low bar, but held on strong. And a strong dismount.
Now she was second on the bars at the U.S. Championship, where she won the overall in Hartford a little over a month ago.
Excuse me, Steve, but the move that she submitted was the Weiler kip with a full turn. She only did a half turn here.
And how fun to be out there with your U.S. teammate like that. Big Pike Tkachev there. Right there, she came in a little short. Typically, an athlete might drag their feet, but no problem. It shows how strong she is.
Yeah, power is just something you can't teach. And I know, Amanda, you have a gym in Arizona, and when a young lady walks in the door who has this amount of natural ability, you're like, oh, wow, what can we do with her?
What's so neat, though, is she brings her power to bars. You know, she's not just a...
Wow, and this could be the most critical moment of this young lady's career to this point, because it's beam, and she's in the lead at the World Championships. And
By far,
beam.
yeah, the biggest challenge that she has. Not only is this a tough event for everybody, but she is so powerful. Amazing turn there. She's so powerful that quite often it can be difficult to control on this event. You can see very confident, though, on these first two elements, which really sets the tone for the whole routine.
You know, all week long in Antwerp, she has looked confident in the podium training, in the qualification. She doesn't seem fazed by the pressure. You did mention at the top of the show, she had a meltdown earlier this year at the U.S. Classic. We're not seeing any sign of that here, are we?
Absolutely not. She looks very confident. And this is an event that has challenged Simone in the past. Little balance check there. And of course, didn't quite get that combination. The judge is looking for those combinations. That affects the difficulty score. Talked about how powerful this young lady is and where she stands out, where she gets those extra points on her difficulty are the big elements, especially like this, the dismount.
Wow!
Full in. It seems very difficult, but quite often it's the connections that are much harder.
Wow.
You do a full in, you land on your feet, you automatically get the bonus, and of course that is very important in that difficulty score.
Okay, but you were much more confident.
Few gymnasts in the world can do that full twisting double back at the end of the balance beam. She did it in combination. She didn't hold back at all in this routine.
Huge height there, spots the ground.
Critical moment for her. In qualifying, she scored a 15.033, and she debuted a new move now known as the Biles. It'll be the move she does in her second tumbling run. Watch this, double-double effortlessly.
Big hop back there. We talked about how springy this floor is. Simone is that type of athlete that has so much power. She has got to stay in control and stay in the bounce.
She could end up in the third row. There's the move. Watch this double layout with a half at the end. That's called a Biles as of now.
Well, it is all about power that sets her apart on this event. And that smile.
I just think she lights up this whole building. How about this, folks? Last year she was a junior gymnast. This is her first major international competition, and she's less than a half a minute away from a chance at a gold medal. Oh, so beautiful.
Tyler Ross watching her in the background.
It happened in 2009, and when we see her score, I think it will confirm that the U.S. will go 1-2 again in the World Championships in the year immediately after the Olympic Games.
Well, she packed this routine with just about perfect tumbling. I mean, some of the highest passes we will see from any female gymnast. And she really drew the crowd in. You could hear them clapping for her. Look at that big smile. She had an absolute blast out there.
And you can just see it in her presence as she goes, you know, I got this.
She had a big smile on her face before she even started the last tumbling pass because she can do that full in her sleep.
Biles, Ross, and Mustafina are gold, silver, and bronze medalists tonight in the women's all-around final at the World Gymnastics Championships in